So, things are going to be upside down for a while. Things are going to look different, but this way is bringing wisdom for you. Hi, my name's Dee. Welcome to Sunchild Tarot and welcome to your new moon reading for February 2020. So that's the new moon in Pisces. Now, normally I'd be asking, what would we be beginning with the new moon energies? Listening to the astrologers, this time this new moon, it is incredibly transformative, as all new moons are. We're at the end of the passage for the zodiac. The new moon's going to start passing around the zodiac again next month. Actually in a few days, but you know what I mean. So I want to ask the question, how can we best utilize the new moon energies? Because it is as much about considering and planning beginning things as actually beginning things. And it's also about considering and planning how to end things, which makes sense with all the Capricorn energy we've got going around and will have for the rest of much of this year as well as last year. You can ask a question if you want, but bear in mind I am looking at how we can best utilize these energies. Now, the reading either is for you or it isn't, and the way that you know is if the past and the present don't fit, the future's not going to fit. It's not for you. But I do advise that you watch more than one anyway. You want to have a look at your sun, your moon, your rising, maybe your Venus placement, maybe your North Node, whatever takes your fancy. Now, if you don't know what all of those are, your rising sign, your moon sign, etc., there's a link down below so that you can get yourself a free birth chart. And also there is a timestamp to get past all of this waffle because you've only got to listen to it the once. As a general reading rules apply. You know, roles can be reversed. I could be saying you're doing something and it's somebody around you that's doing something, or vice versa. Timing's hardly absolute because with all of these new moons, full moons, astrological aspects, they're like ripples in a pond. And some people will be hit by the ripple before other people are hit by the ripple. Other people don't necessarily get hit by that particular ripple. So it's timing is advisory. Of course, if you led to this reading well out of season, well, that's when it's useful for you. So enough of my waffle. I think I've said everything that I need to. Let's bring up the cards. Okay, Taurus, it looks like there's some news that you've received that's sent you all of a dither, to be quite honest. We have as how you are feeling, 8 of Swords, anxiety, preparing almost for war with conflict all around you with the 5 of Wands. But this is a term of a mental conflict. And this is reflected in a lot of the messages within the Oracle cards. We have you are good enough, full moon in Virgo, which is also the next full moon. So this is a quick process that we're talking about. We have Angel of Balance and Earth Guardian. Stay rooted and grounded while keeping things in balance. But this news that you've received has meant that things are starting to move fast for you. And the problem is you've got too many options. All of them seem good. Which way do you go? But what these cards are suggesting is, and you're not going to like this, go the way that hurts the most. Go the way that's bringing the most change. What Spirit is bringing down for you is the 10 of Cups, happiness, joy, better than wish fulfillment, with the Death card. So for this happiness and joy and stability and all the things that come along with that to arrive in your life, there has to be change. There has to be quite severe change with this particular Death card. I've been using this deck for quite some time, and I think that's the first time I've seen the Death card in this deck. And what you have to work with is the 3 of Swords, clarified by the 3 of Swords. So if you know your tarot, that's pain. That's pain and heartache. But with this Three of Swords, it's also a gateway. It's a portal. It's a healing pain. It is a taking the pain and moving forward, using it to build and to construct, giving for it to have that motivational force, which is all what the number of 3 is about anyway. Because you've had a new start before, and yeah, you saw your ships come in from that, but I feel that maybe there wasn't, it didn't feel as hands-on as what you would really like, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. That's also the presence of Aries there, if I remember my attributions correctly. What you're moving into is the King of Swords and the Hanging Man. So things are going to be upside down for a while. Things are going to look different, but this way is bringing wisdom for you. And you are going to be able to manifest that which you need, but you've got to cut stuff out in the meantime, because people around you are already advising you, look, things have got to change. Things are going to change. This tower is going to come tumbling down any moment, any second. So the world is very much set in a way that people have seen you have a world's opening up for you, and which you're aware of because there's so many options. But I think that you're worried that maybe your friends aren't necessarily going to stand by you with the course that you may want to take. I think that's nonsense. We've got the Three of Cups again clarified by itself. So that's 2 cards here clarified yourself by itself, and also hello angels, because angel number 3333, which I've no idea what that means off the top of my head. But in the future, you have the final outcome card. You have the Two of Wands, so moving forward, setting plans. Once you've cut this stuff out, once you've used, take the option that hurts the most, take the option that brings the most change, take the option where you do have to cut certain things out, because it's not like you don't know what they are. You've been stressing about this, and the final outcome card is clarified by the Eight of Swords. But here, this particular Eight of Swords, you are in the center of a web, and you are the one who is constructing that web, making that web. You are the one who is choosing to connect things or not connect things, as we've got the swords hanging in the web. Yourself, you are the one in charge, as seen by that Two of Wands. Sometimes the Eight of Swords can be quite an empowering breaking free of the anxiety, but you have to recognize that anxiety, feel it, feel the reasons why you're feeling it, and then get rid with this King of Swords. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. You've got 2 weeks to get this done if you've found this reading in time for the actual new moon and you're not coming back to it historically. Out of the other oracle decks, the cards wanted to jump out. Balance. Okay, so make sure, as everything is turning upside down, that you feel like your feet are firmly planted in the ground. Yes, there's a lot of change, but with the King of Swords, there's things that you need to cut away, and there's things that you don't need to cut away. And what I often say with the King of Swords is don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, because the King of Swords knows not to throw the baby out with the bathwater. So you only need to cut out that which you need to cut out, but that has been spelt out to you recently, certainly with this recent news that sent you all of a dither in the first place. From the Angelarian, we have Gavura with the left hand of judgment. So again, that sense of transformation, that sense of it's time for you to make decisions. But with Malkuth, the kingdom, you are defining your empire. You are defining your world. You are defining your happiness and your joy right now. And with this Three of Swords, you pass through it. Like I say, it's a portal. You pass through it and you release that pain. You don't let it keep stressing you out again and again and again. It is time now to move on, because as people have told you, it can't carry on like this. You need to move forward. The other oracle cards that I've not mentioned, cornucopia. So reflecting this Empress. Things are good at the moment. Things are going to get better, but they're going to be different. And the Green Man, synergy. So your worries about whether your friends are staying by you or whether there's somebody playing away, I think are slightly unfounded. It's more like if there's any friends that are keeping their distance, it's because they're up to something that will help you and is in your interest. So, if this means anything to you, Taurus, comment down below. Please press subscribe while you're there because it really helps the channel. Pressing the like button doesn't harm. In the meantime, I'm hoping, although some of these will be late, your next lunar reading will be your waxing moon. I'm hoping to also do readings for Mars crossing 4 degrees Capricorn on Sunday, which are going to be after the event, crossing the eclipse point. That's what I wanted to say. And Mars ingress Capricorn in the first place, because that's a 6-7 week period, 6-week period anyway. And it's energy that we can all use to our advantage, especially within the restrictions of this Capricorn season that is still going on. So, like I say, comment down below. Best of luck. Face that pain, go straight through it, get rid, and you're going to find that the world's going to open up for you. It's going to be a slower process. 2 of Wands, Hanging Man. It's not going to open up like that. But once you've gone through that pain, you're going to feel so much better. All right? Cheers.